Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my Leica talks, all things Leica. So today I want to talk about the Leica M11 and why you need one and why I need one. Well, maybe not need, but would like. Or maybe need. See, I have a Leica M9. And the M9 is a fine, capable digital camera, 18 megapixel. It works fine. I don't find myself reaching for it as much as I reach for my digital Nikon or a digital Fuji, but it does have that wonderful Leica glass. I've already owned the lenses, and it's a Leica M9. It's amazing, right? But it's not an M11. And the M11 just came out. And I was thinking, is there an advantage to getting it? If we were to get an M11, plus have a really good photo idea for something we're going to shoot with it. Say we had access to some really important story about, people living on the margins, or imagine we had some really important story about people coming together, kind of like the photographer who did the Touching Strangers, where he got complete strangers together, and the way he posed them and photographed them, he made it look like they were family members. He shot that actually on an 8x10 camera, and that photo exhibit went all around the world. But the point is, the concept of the photo project had a hook. It had something that was completely interesting and marketable, because we don't think of strangers as touching. And even the title, Touching Strangers, is a marketable title. Well, say we came up with that now, and it hadn't been done yet. And I shoot it with the M9. Great, let's go out, shoot with the M9. Does Leica really care? Is Leica going to put me in their galleries and say, hey, look at this wonderful work being made with one of our cameras, an old 2009, really? It's 12 years old. 13 years old. We don't care. I wonder. I would think that's what they would say. But if I shot it with an M11, and the press goes out that says, look at this wonderful project called Touching Strangers, made by this photographer in Colorado with a Leica M11. Leica's going to perk their ears up a little bit. Go, wait, what? Hey, this project's going all around the world, and it was shot with one of our newest cameras. To me, there's got to be a little bit of a incentive for them to say, hey, we want to support you too. We would like to put some of your work in our LA gallery, in our store at DC, in London, in Germany. We have a little bit of a fun. We could fly you to come see the show in Germany and in London and in DC and LA. There's some kind of the medium we work with matters. Would Sally Mann's work be as much collected as it is if it were shot on a Panasonic GF1? Her 8x10 is what makes those photographs so much come to life, and also part of the process that we're interested in her as a photographer. And say you drop $9,000, but you already have some lenses that are Leica lenses. You put those lenses on this $9,000 investment, and you go out and you make this project. When you're finished, you could always sell the camera for $7,000 or something that, if you were shoot it in a very short time, it wouldn't lose all of its value. And over time, it'll go down even more. But the point was, is an M11 the marketable camera? Is buying the biggest and the best, from the point of view of, Nikon doesn't have stores with galleries. Pentax and Olympus and Canon, they don't have stores that have boutique galleries. But Leica does. And Leica needs to fill those walls with work made by their photographers. And if we are one of those, and I don't know if this is a good idea, I'm just positing here, but if we were to make work with that new M11, would that be a good career choice? Would that be a good marketing choice? Would that be a good medium choice? Because now we have something that, besides the work, we have the ability to take it to them and say, hey, look what I've done. It's worth considering. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, hit the Patreon. I welcome your comments. This is definitely one of those shows it needs comments and discussion. I'll be back next time. I'll talk more Leica. As always, here's the good light.